Hello folks, hope everybody's staying warm. Oh boy, it's been a long time since I've been able to get out and make a video. As you can see, we're coming out of a little bit of a snowstorm. It was a little bit disappointing if you like snow, because they were calling for about a foot or more of snow. We wound up only getting about 3 or 4 inches. But before that, we had about a day of sleet. So everything was covered in ice, and then it snowed on top of that. And today is the first day that the roads haven't had a little bit of ice on them, and the first day that I could get out, so I actually missed most of the snow. It went from freezing yesterday to, I don't know, in the 20s or maybe low 30s. Today it's almost 50 degrees. Uh-oh. And we've got some ice here. This should be interesting. I tell you what, the good old Lectric feels pretty good on this ice. So if I wipe out, this might make for a really interesting video. If not, I just thought I'd come out and kind of give everybody an update on what's been going on. We've basically been in the house. we had a snowstorm a couple weeks ago, and actually had more snow than this. It was about 4 or 5 inches, maybe 6 inches. And it got really cold and stayed cold. I'm talking next to 0 degrees. It was just a little bit too cold for me to get out here on the bike. So I wasn't able to do any filming. And once it warmed up a bit and started to melt, then it started raining, and we've had rainy weather. As soon as the rain stopped, you know, it was nice, and then here came this snowstorm with ice in front of it. So I wanted to get out. This is actually Wednesday for me. Probably Thursday or Friday is whenever I get this posted for you guys. But it's Wednesday for me. It actually snowed, see, I'm trying to think. I think it started snowing Saturday evening. Well, actually it started sleeting Saturday afternoon and into Sunday. Well, let me think a minute. It started sleeting Saturday afternoon, late in the evening, way after dark. I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock, it started really snowing. And then it stopped. We barely had a little bit of a little skift of snow on the ground. Just, you know, you could see the grass sticking through it. So I thought, well, I guess it bypassed us. And woke up the next morning, we had about 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground. So I guess it snowed overnight. Of course, Monday was Martin Luther King Day, so there was no school, so Brooke was happy about that. She got to go out and play. I actually worked on Martin Luther King Day, and I generally don't work holidays, but I needed to work Monday, and because I worked Monday, I was able to pick another day during the week to kind of take my holiday. So I took today, which is Wednesday. When I got up this morning, it was freezing again, and it's now around noon or so, and boy, it warmed up to 50 degrees in a hurry, and everything started melting, and you can see some shorts there. But I've got a coat on today because this breeze is a little bit chilly as you're riding on a bike. Otherwise, it's, you know, not too cold, 50 degrees or so. But anyway, so today I'm out here on a Wednesday, and and I decided I would get out here and try to ride a little bit. Just kind of look around the neighborhood. You can see the snow is just about melted. Everything was covered this morning, but boy, the sun came out and it warmed up, and man, it is melting like crazy. So I wanted to get out and kind of let you guys see what it's looking like around here and why I haven't been uploading for the last 18 to 20 days. I feel terrible when I can't get out and make a video and, you know, do all my little editing work and stuff. I kind of feel like I'm being lazy, but honestly, it's just that it was so cold. There's no way I felt like getting out and doing any videoing in that cold weather. You know, riding on a bike. I don't know if you can see the water running down the street right here in front of me. It's like a little river. But so yeah, I had to work on Martin Luther King Day. Brings me to one interesting story I thought I'd share with everybody that's out there who had been thinking of Martin Luther King on his holiday on Monday. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I think I did in some of my real earlier videos, but I grew up in a little town here in West Virginia called Mount Hope. It's down south, southern West Virginia. It's between Oak Hill and Beckley, West Virginia. A real little town. It was basically a coal town, you know, back in the early days, and you know, it had thousands and thousands of people. It was kind of the mecca of Fayette County, West Virginia. And as the coal industry started drying up, so did the town. Well, when I was going in high school and everything back in the 80s, you know, our Mount Hope High School, that's the high school I went to, which is actually no longer there. It was doomed to consolidation about 10 years ago when this state started deciding it needed to save some money. And Mount Hope High School was put into Oak Hill High School, which is just a couple miles from Mount Hope. But anyway, interesting story about Mount Hope High School is, you know, up until the 60s, before schools were desegregated, we had two high schools, like a lot of towns did. You know, we had the school for white people and a school for African American people. And our high school back in those days was called W.E.B. Du Bois High School. Was the African American school. And the school that I went to for middle school was the high school for white people. Once schools were desegregated, they turned the white high school into Mount Hope Middle School. And the thing that makes the whole story so interesting is, you know, in most towns, when they desegregated schools, they brought African American people. I'm sorry about that, my camera cut out on me. But the interesting story about that was when they, you know, most towns, when they brought the African American people to the white high schools, Mount Hope took the white students and moved them to the African American high school. So Mount Hope High School used to be Du Bois High School. At the time, it was one of the most state-of-the-art high schools in the state, if not the region, this part of the country. They had some of the best science, one of the best science departments. It was new, and which was very interesting for back in those days. A lot of my teachers in high school that were teachers when it was Du Bois had gone to that high school and taught in both Du Bois High School and then continued to teach there when it turned to Mount Hope High School. So a lot of the teachers that I had from the African American Du Bois High School were my teachers at Mount Hope High School. And some of the best teachers I ever had, actually. Ms. Jackson was my English teacher. She was one of my favorite teachers. She was the English teacher, and she made it so interesting. Miss Fleming was one of our music teachers, or the music teacher, and everybody just loved her to death. List goes on, but anyway, it's just kind of a little interesting story about my high school. Thinking about Martin Luther King Day and the work that he did back in the 60s. But anyway, it's looking to me like the snow just isn't a whole lot to look at. As you can, everything is super wet. Oh, super wet. I've got the old Lectric out again instead of the new one, the Rattan. It's still in the garage. I just feel a lot more comfortable in this bike still because I haven't ridden the Rattan since our last video, and Lisa rode it most of the time. So I haven't put many miles on it at all, and I just feel so comfortable with this bike. I thought I'd bring it out just in case the roads were bad. But we're looking down into downtown Fairmont there, and just yesterday everything had snow piled all on it, all the cars, and everything's pretty much clear now except for where they scraped the road and piled it up along the edges. But I had a lot of comments asking me, you probably wouldn't see me during the wintertime, but like I said before, if I'm able to, I'm going to get out and do some videos. This was going to be kind of one of my shorter videos, but I just wanted to get out and let everybody see what's left of the snow over here in the East Coast that we got this past weekend. It was a pretty huge story. We thought it was going to be, one of the big ones of the year, but it turned out to be, instead of a lion, turned out to be a little kitten. Except for the ice. That sleet just really killed us. I went out and cleaned off my wife's car because I've got too much stuff in the garage. We've got these electric bikes. I've got a couple ATVs in there, a little weight bench, a bunch of stuff, and I need to get that situated so I don't have to worry about her car getting all iced up. She's a nurse, like I mentioned before, and she leaves the house at about 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning to get to the hospital. So it's no fun getting out at 3 or 4 in the morning and cleaning off a car to go to work. So I need to get that straightened out. I've been meaning to for a while, but it always seems like something comes up. So anyway, let me see here. Yeah, this is going to be a short video. I've only been riding about 15 minutes, a couple miles, but I just kind of I wanted to get out and post. I had a couple commenters drop me some notes, on the YouTube page, making sure that we were okay. We hadn't posted for a while, but I just wanted to let everybody know we're still here. Every single day I look out and try to see if it's okay. I'm gonna go through this ice and see what happens using my throttle. Actually, it's more like slush. But this bike's going through it. Oh, you don't want to lean much, that's for sure. Try to keep as straight up and down as possible. And I just about wiped out there. Caught the edge of this ice. I'm going to stay over here for now. But yeah, I'm going to continue trying to catch some good weather events when they happen. Like I said, if this one hadn't had all that sleet and ice, I would have been out here a couple days ago. So I'm hoping, and we usually have some snows that, you know, immediately after you can get out. The weather isn't quite too bad, and you know, you can get out. They usually get the streets clean, but with all this ice, like I said, it just took a couple days to get them clear. You know, they scraped them, but you know, they were still just a sheet of ice until today. So I unfortunately missed a lot of the snow. I almost came out yesterday after work, but I ended up having to work a little bit late, and it started getting dark on me at about 5. So I ended up working, instead of 4:30 getting off, I didn't end up till about 5. So got a little too dark on me. And plus it was still a little bit cold. So a little bit too cold for me. So today worked out okay. But I missed a lot of the snow. That's the way things go. But anyway, hope to get back out here on a more regular basis. We'll usually have a few days of real cold weather, and then it'll warm up again in the 40s and 50s. And you know, if it's in the 40s and 50s, I've got no problem riding. Once we get into the low 30s or the 20s, that's a little bit cold to be out on a bike. So all of you folks out in Oklahoma and Texas and California and some of the warmer places, be thankful, because it's been cold here. Anyway, until next time, I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you have a great weekend, and I hope to get out here again soon. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would. It helps us out greatly. But until next time, God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.